Hi, I'm Garry of PhotoLearn, and this video shows how I go about a simple product shoot. For far more details, look at the Len Carter blog. That's www.lencarter.com, and click on Lighting Blog. This is a pretty simple shot of a portable lighting system, and this is one of the finished shots, and we'll come back to that later. I've started off at any rate with this product shooting table. You don't actually need a product shooting table for this job, but it helps. This is a boom arm. Now that is something you do need, and I've fitted it with a 70 by 140 centimeter softbox, which is ideal for this type of use. Camera's mounted on the camera stand. Obviously a tripod would do the job as well. Here's the product. Now the generator, which I've got my hands on now, is actually in the background. It's much less important than the rest of it, but we start off with that. So the first thing we do is move it back. It's moving back because I want it in the background and I want it to be less dominant than the rest of it. Now across the front we have some ridges, part of design, and I want to show those, so I'm going to light those separately, and for that I use a honeycomb in the standard reflector. This one I think is a 10-degree honeycomb, and it skims across the surface of the subject, as you can see, and it illuminates those ridges. Here's a close-up. It won't be that pronounced at all in the finished result, but that's what I'm aiming towards. Take a flash meter reading of that. It says f8, but I don't set the camera to f8, I'm setting the camera here to f11, and you'll see why later. It's because I have to add some extra lighting. I now introduce our key light. It's the beauty dish here on the left, and it's mounted on a low level stand, and the low level stand is really the best bit of kit for use with the shooting table. Just need to set the power to get that right, and it's the key light, and I want it actually about the same level of power as the honeycombed light, and all will become clear. Take a flash meter reading of it back towards the light, and finally I take a meter reading from the overhead softbox. Now that's reading f8.4, far too bright, so I turned that down in fact to read f4 because I don't want too much light from that overhead softbox. Here we are now assembling the main part of the product shot, because what I'm trying to show in this product shot is that this Safari Leon system can be used on camera as a hammerhead flash gun if you want to. This is simply a little bracket bought for a pound shop many years ago. I just use it sometimes to support products that don't want to stand up by themselves. Just makes life easier. Here we are, finished thing. Put the diffuser on it because that comes with it. This is what we've got in the camera. I'm not actually too happy with that arrangement, so I'll change that. Right, now the beauty dish is lighting the side of the unit, and it's also lighting the reflector, but what it's not doing is putting light on the camera itself, which is looking dull and dead. So I've put a second honeycomb at low power just onto the camera. Finally, I want to include the LED display in the finished photo. It won't show very much, but it will show a bit. So I turn off all the room lighting, reduce the shutter speed to just a 30th of a second, take the shot, and that includes it in the finished shot. This is what we've got. Now of course it's full of shadows, and shadows are actually quite good in most situations, but in this situation I want a pure white background. But that's for a web page. If I want it for a media advert, I might want a black background. So what I've done is, rather than underlight the shooting table to get rid of the shadows, I've simply cut it out in Photoshop.